Good morning, everyone. What's poppin', y'all? Good day to everybody. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever, wherever you're at when this message finds you. Hello, okay? Hope you're feeling good. Hope that you're feeling happy, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, wonderful, ascending, just overall rooted in goodness and in magic, okay? And feeling the greatness of God, your higher power, whatever you believe. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm Empress J, the Healing Oracle, and I'm back at you for another day and another message. You know what I'm saying? So, I would like to say thank you to everybody that comes through, checks out my vibe, you know what I'm saying? Drops me a line, and just, watches my videos, because that means a lot to me, and it also puts energy back into me and into my life. And it just really is helpful. So, thank you for that. And let me see, did I get everything? Thank you for everybody who has been subscribing with me from day one. Thank you to all my new folks. What's up? Hi, how the hell are you? Hope you're feeling good, and if you're not, let's help with that. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, so excuse me. You know it's early in the morning. My voice be wonky in the morning. But so anyway, let's get into this. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy spring equinox, all right? Happy day before Ramadan. Like, there's so much new energy around right now, and I would like to tap into it and give you some clarity on it, and help you feel good with it, know what's coming, as much as we can know. We don't need to know everything. We just don't. We need to just know how to move, and how to maybe like control our energy on what energies we may need to look out for. That be the thing. You don't need to know the outcome. We don't need to know necessarily why certain things are happening. Like, seriously, when you believe and you know your higher power, your spiritual team has you, okay, those questions we don't need to ask anymore. Now it's more like, how do I get the proper tools for this part of my journey? Okay. And how am I paying attention to the signs and the synchronicities, right? Because I talk about that all the time, because it's very important that you're paying attention to that. Because you're getting signs all the time. You're asking God if he's here, can you show yourself to me? And he's showing himself to you in a lot of ways, but we don't always pay attention because we think it's supposed to be something good. We think that it's supposed to always be something that is like shining, to say, oh, here's God. It's God is in everything. He's in the removal of people that aren't for you. He's in the removal of an energy. He's in the placement of a new one. He is in a new thought. He is in the removal of an old one. God is just in everything. Our higher power is in everything, and you must look for that, especially when you're seeking Him. When you're seeking the feeling of knowing that they're here, you have to be paying attention to when they give you the signs, okay, and moving accordingly to like what you're supposed to do, and knowing that like God is in the rough stuff, God is in the hard stuff. So like, just because you're asking and you're like, I asked God to show Himself to me and He still didn't show Himself to me because stuff was still hard. Yeah, but it got better because God was there and He knew that you were ready, right? So I know I went off on a little tangent, but that was a message, and I'm grateful for that, and I hope that reached somebody. But so with the spring equinox, for me, it's like, we ain't gonna get into no like terms and nothing like that. We just gonna go with what I'm feeling, okay? And we just gonna go there. And what I feel is, it's like with the spring equinox, it's like the newness of everything, right? Everything is, I guess we will read one or two. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track with explaining. So we'll just like, okay, what's the spring equinox? And let's go off of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just so we can have clarity. Okay, so spring, an equinox occurs when the sun is directly above the equator. The term combines the Latin word aqui, meaning equal, I don't know if I said that right, with Nox means night. It corresponds to the 2 days of the year, the other being the fall or the autumnal, yeah, equinox, when day and night are equivalent. Okay. I only want to just touch real quick. Let me just, I should have did this already, but you know what? Sometimes it's like you called to do something in the middle of something, and that's okay. Okay, yep, that's exactly what I was feeling. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so it says right here, throughout the beautiful, brutal history of mankind, we revered the spring equinox as the return of and to light. Festivals and celebrations were linked to a story or myth about renewal and triumph over darkness. Okay, boom, that's all we needed, right? So check it out. So now it's the return to the light. So now we've been through the darkness. We've been through the dark nights of our souls. We've like been doing a whole lot of clearing and releasing and removing and renewing, right? So it's all comes to, there's a reason that we have to go through things. And that's why when we're looking for God, we need to be looking in certain, knowing that in certain seasons, that means certain things must happen in those seasons. So even when you're looking for God, you have to understand that God is in everything, right? So when there's darkness in the winter, even if we're good inside, things are going well in our life, we're still going through dark things in the winter because we're building up like the time, like we're getting ready, we're releasing, right? In the winter, like it's time to get rid of all this stuff, right? And then like we go into the physical new year, and then comes the spring where it's time for something new, a new phase, a new me, right? So when we're doing that in winter, it's not really true because the spring equinox is when your energy renews itself. It's automatic. Our body is linked to the light. It's linked to the way that the planets are moving and the way that the sun and the moon are in alignment, where they're placed at. That we are like, our frequency is so linked to that. And so you have to understand that, like, as we're going through seasons, there are certain things that we must go through within those seasons. And now, with it being a new year and the spring equinox being upon us, this is the return to the light. This is the return to yourself. This is the return to your faith. This is the return to your belief. This is the finding of that. Okay, and understanding that everything that's coming in this spring, everything that's coming in this new era, in this new season of ourselves and of our life and of our being, is going to stay. It's going to be real because you're walking in your power and you know who you are now. You're walking in your truth. And as long as you're able to do that and you're doing just that and you're working on yourself, you're still relying on everything that you're learning to actually keep moving you forward, continuing to learn yourself, continuing to learn what's working for you, continuing to learn more about your faith, continuing to like really picking yourself apart. And I'm not talking about in no negative way. I'm talking about really questioning what you like, what works. Like when you are hearing different sermons or you're hearing people talk about different things faith wise, how are you feeling about that? Does that resonate with you? Or if it doesn't, maybe do you know why it doesn't resonate with you? Can you figure that out? Because that will help you figure out like what you may need that doesn't give. So understanding yourself is like so many levels to that, and we're not always ready to deal with each level in certain seasons. So understand that now, it being the spring equinox, it's time to handle the newness of yourself. It's time to handle like who you have become. Now who you're becoming, who you've become after all of the struggles and all of the winter, has passed, and we've been through the releasing and we've been through the clearing, and we know we really have had time to work on who we are because we've been in these houses, we've been working, we've been like really more, it's cold, so like we've been in most places, so it's we've been inside more. So if you were smart, you were doing your work. And either way, because I know you're smart, but you know what I'm saying. And you was paying attention. You was doing what you was supposed to be doing, even though you know we ain't perfect and we lack. Like, man, we just doing our best, right? So, as long as you were doing that, then you cool, because that means that you were learning what you needed to be learning. Because now when you're going into this new, you're going into it with a renewed spirit. You're going into this, we need to be moving into this newness, like with everything new. Like, if they knew, I don't want it. You heard me, because I'm a new me. Like, and I feel that, but I'm not, and I'm not hanging on to my past in any way. I am not hanging on to anything that did not work. I'm not hanging on to anything that will hold me back from continuing to release and continuing to feel like this. I like how I feel. I like the connection that I have with God. I like how it's getting deeper every day. I like how I can feel him in every way in my life. My angels, I hear them. I can feel things that I never felt before. And I know that it's because I pray more. I know that it's because I come with myself and I sit down and I be like, what's up with you, girl? Like, I deal with myself. And I know that God is in everything that I've been through, but I'm not hanging on to my past anymore, because the winters are done, you know. And I know that with me walking into this newness of the spring, I'm walking into it rooted in the magic of myself and the magic that I've learned and I've seen in my life, and the magic that is our creator, that is my higher power, that is my spiritual team, just the beauty of this life. Like, I'm feeling it, and I'm walking into the spring with a renewed spirit. And I pray that you are doing the same. And this is a confirmation that you've done the work, and you don't need to keep questioning yourself about a thing. It's very important that you just keep walking what you feel, like walking the way that you're feeling. Like, whatever you're feeling is right. Don't question it. Like, the more that you are hanging on to those feelings, like as far as knowing, like, ooh, this come up, that come up, and then you're trusting the message that comes after that, because you're open up, you're open, excuse me, enough that you can feel your team is there working with you, and you know it. So it's like, just continue to work with that and hold on to that, and like cultivate what you need to be making and moving forward. Okay, and be intentional about this new season. Be intentional about creating. Be intentional about making sure that the spirits and the energies around you need to be just as new as yours. Like, really being intentional in this new era that we're walking into, because it's not just this, like, the energy that's new, the frequencies that are new. It's just like, I'm feeling fresh air. You know what I mean? We didn't even get fully into the energy yet, all the way. And I feel fresh. I mean, from like Saturday on, it just started to feel fresh to me. My thinking is a bit different. I'm just noticing things more, that the seeds that I was planting, I really see the flowers. Like, I can pick them now. Like, I literally, because you know, they're so ready to be picked that they're just falling off into my hands now. You know, can you understand what I'm saying? And I know that that's happening for you. Paying attention to that. And then as you're noticing that, giving all the gratitude, all the love, all the appreciation to the ones above, to the team. You know what I mean? Because, like, man, we couldn't have gotten through all those darknesses, all those dark days and nights without our team, without our belief system, without this cultivation of, I will, like, I refuse to give up. This, like, you've been in the making of this great individual, this great being taking your place. And now we're walking into it. We're walking into the mission. Mission time. It's mission time. And it's here. It's there for you. Like, are you seeing this? Because I know I'm feeling it on a massive level. Like, I feel so calm, and I feel like I would refuse to let anything or anyone like do anything to even myself to interrupt this energy, this feeling, this new being that I am, because this was a lot of work that went into this. This was all of those experiences, the wisdom and the knowledge, and this is the understanding has, excuse me, brought me to my blessings of my in my side of myself, which has started to manifest in my life as material wealth and stability and safety and things that I never thought I could have, and a oneness with myself, because I found a oneness with my higher power, and I figured out what that is, so to speak. And I know that there's so much more to me, and I know that there's so much more to my beliefs, because they're still being cultivated. I'm still being shown the way, but I can actually see it now, and I can actually, like, my mind is clear enough to hear it. Excuse me. And I'm able to pay attention to things where I couldn't before because I was so clouded with the darkness. So we're returning to the light. So welcome back. Welcome to the light of 2023. Okay? Let us do this right. Go get your pen, go get your paper if you haven't already, and start writing. But for the next 30 days, even if you do not like, if you're not Muslim, you're not, into like, that, because Ramadan is upon us as well. It is a very spiritual time. It's a very lucrative time for your spirit and for your soul and for renewal. So it's important that you find a way to renew yourself and to seek help from the spiritual realm, because it's easier to connect with them at this time. It's easier to feel their love and their light right now because it's very bright. This is the beginning of something new. So it's shining and it's going to be real fresh. Tap into that by tapping into yourself, because I know you've done your work. I ain't even got to go into that. So you're at a point where you already know a lot of who you are. So, like, just get your pen, get your paper, and sit down and, like, just kind of jot down some things that you want to see happen for you and your family and your life and within yourself within the next 30 days, and be very vigilant about the things that you do within the next 30 days. And I implore you, to read about whatever you believe in, whatever comes to your mind, whatever starts to become something that you can't not think about. I want you to read. I want you to write. I want you to, when we come out of this month, I want us to come out of it with all of this energy that we're able to tap into. I want us to be able to tap into it, because this is to elevate us even more for the rest of the year. Like, I was talking to my husband and I was telling him that, like, what Ramadan is to me, other than being a holy month, and a time to connect more and work on my connection with God, it's even more of a time, like, after, the whole year of training. We've been doing training the whole year. Now, like, I mean, you've been working the whole year, excuse me. Please, Spirit, help me get this out right. We've been working the whole year doing our job, whatever that is, whatever that consists of. And then when we go into this month, like, in jobs, they have like a seminar at a certain point. Like, every year you get a new training so that you can be prepared for the next part of your job, and so that you can learn new ways to do your job and be able to do it to your best of your ability, because every year new technologies and new ways of thinking and new ways of being come about, and it gets implemented into the job to make it work better for the people. So our job is whatever God has put within us, whatever we're told to do, whatever, however that looks for you. And this month is very important for you to go within and work on that connection with your higher power, so that you know what to do for the next year. Okay? So that you know how to move forward with the new energies that are coming in, and so that you can be in that renewal spirit, that new energy, and do what is needs to be done for you. But yeah, so just making sure that you are continuing to work on your connection and you're continuing to seek renewal in this time. So the next 30 days is important for you to work on your connection with your higher power, however that looks, and like really be more intentional about going within and tightening up on yourself. Doing a lot of shadow work is important right now. Also, like being careful of the energies. We already should be being careful of the energies around us, but even more so now. Okay, and like watching your attitude, watching like what you're saying. Just you have to be very careful right now because spirit is listening and lending fresh energy for those who are feeling it and paying attention to it. So like really tap into that. It's like this real special, it's a special time. It's a new year. It's the new year. It's time for celebration. It's time for, we're getting ready to start coming out of these homes. We start, feeling this fresh air again and start like, moving around more outside and like as it's getting nicer outside, please go outside and take advantage of the energy that is out there for you. It is already there, but you will be able to feel it more when, as the days go by. So this is like pre-spring, like it's spring, but it's still chilly, it's still a little, we haven't felt it yet, it's still a little crisp out here. So, but know that it's here and what time it is and how important it is for you to go within and to be as pure as you can. Make sure you're watching what you eat. Make sure you're watching your cleanliness in every single way. Wear lighter colors too. That's another thing. You're going to start seeing me wear a lot more white because that's like the purity. Everything has to be geared towards your connection with yourself, towards yourself and your higher power and the betterment of it. Like the betterment of the connection, the betterment of self, the betterment of you. Because when you're working on you, you're working on God. Like you're working with God because God's within you. So like you wanting to be a better person is all spiritual. It's all godly. That's all God in there. It's like you don't have to have a specific religion. For me, that's what I believe. You don't have to have a specific religion to feel God's grace. You do not have to have a specific set belief system, like as far as like traditional, to feel God and to tap into, and know that there's a power here. You don't have to have a specific name for it, and you don't have to have a guideline that comes from a specific book. I think that it comes from, I feel that, and my higher power, my team tells me this. It comes from and I say cultivation a lot because they tell me to. It comes from you cultivating yourself after the stuff, after all of the stuff happens. Your system, your belief system, it's not going to be, everybody believes something and it's great, beautiful thing. But there's always going to be something more to that too. So yes, you could be religious, but there could be something that you also believe that like you in the springtime, you go outside more and you sit under the tree, you hug the trees. Like that's not just about you just being religious. That's your spirituality too, because you're honoring the earth, which means you're also honoring God. You're honoring your higher power because they created it. So it's like so important to honor everything and to know what you're like, to learn yourself. Like the more you learn yourself, then you'll figure out what your belief system is and how you need to move according to your job and who you are and the ancestors that came before you and everything that's inside of you. You'll know the more you learn yourself, the more you really take these times, like when we really have time to sit down and think, and we're in the veil is that thin where you really gonna get these messages as you ask for them. It's like gonna be even easier for you to tap into stuff and to feel good and to feel like really feel God, right? It's important to tap into that and then take advantage of it because we don't get this kind of energy. Like we have God all year, all the time, every day, right? Because he's always with us, but to be able to tap into this new energy and the newness of it, and like the forward motions, right? It's we don't get this but once a year, so please take advantage of it. But so that's it, y'all. And I happy new year. And I love y'all. And I hope that you feeling great right now. And I hope that this message blessed and touched somebody. And as always, I'm sending you so much love. Okay, keep your head up, your mind clear, and your connection with your higher power strong at all times, right? I'm sending you positivity, a hug if you need one, okay? A kiss if you need one. And I love you. I love you, and I love you, and I believe in you, and I'm rooting for you, okay? I'm Empress J, the Healing Oracle. Later!